This is the commentary for the more advanced players, sort of indicated by the way they took the two players out, I guess, for a separate lesson. But you're allowed to watch if you really want to, so it's no problem. I'm going to start talking about my experience in Korea, or actually the whole alphabet experience. I didn't really have any more advanced knowledge than just about everyone else. I saw the news. The first thing I knew was I saw the news release where they said that Alpha would be Franhui, and that had happened several months before, or at least I think it had happened in October of the previous year, last year. And the news release was, I think it was in about early February or something. And so that was the first I heard of it, and that they were going to play against Lisa et al. And that sounds exciting. And then I got this phone call. No, I got an email from Nihon. Does everyone know who I'm talking about? She's a Korean professional Go player, and she's an official in the World Go Federation. And she told me that Google was trying to get me. So I sort of figured it out. And so it was very easy. They had this huge document that I had to sign. And it was like I was not allowed to say anything. And I didn't know anything anyway, so that was easy. But then I went to Korea, and it was this big fancy hotel. And it was very difficult to get anywhere because everything was restricted. So I had to have people walking me around. And they had this, actually the board that I was going to use, I think it was sort of like this. It was not very big. It was a nice board, but the stones were really neat because the stones were more modern than this. The stones were actually kind of plastic. They didn't have this magnet in it. Actually, the whole stone itself is a magnet. And it was black on one side and white on the other side. But the first day I went there, which was actually the day before the match was supposed to start, the stones had not arrived. And they forgot to get them. So I complained about that, and they finally got moving. They got someone working on that. Someone had to go and buy the stones. And then the next morning, when the game was going to start, I went and I checked the stones. They had some stones there, so I said, "Oh, well, that's good," but there weren't enough. And so anyone who has watched the videos on the internet, at some point, as the game was about to end, and this first game, it only went on to something 188 moves, and so it could have gone on further. I had something like 20 stones left. I was saying, I say at some point in the video, I only have about 20 stones left, or something like that. So maybe you can catch it. But it's a long video. You probably won't really see that. But it was funny, and it turned out that the Koreans had stole the stones because the setup was that they had these two big rooms, which were eventually filled with people from the news, the worldwide news reporters. And like there was 100 people in each room. And they had separated these two rooms so that the Koreans could do a commentary, which was basically for Korean television. So they were being televised on TV networks in Korea. And then there was my commentary, which was in English for the internet, for Google. And so, of course, the Western reporters were all that also. But the Koreans had the same problems I did, that they didn't have stones originally. And so they were really uptight about that, apparently. And so on the morning of the first day, they stole my stones so that they would surely have enough. And so the first game was really touch and go as far as that was concerned. But the next day they gave us both a double set of stones. And I sort of wanted those stones.